We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Amen. Adoption of agenda. It is recommended that the agenda of the October 10th, 2024 regular meeting of the Board of School Trustees be approved as presented. We will make one amendment to this. We're going to start with our spotlight, which is the choir. That way you guys don't have to stay throughout the entire meeting. So
Unless you want to.
we'll put you guys, we'll vote on this and we'll do the approval of amendments and then we'll get in and let them come up here. All right, that works. So we have a vote?
Motion.
Second. All in favor? Approval of minutes. It is recommended that the minutes of the September 12th, 2024 regular meeting of the Board of School Trustees be approved as presented.
Motion. Second.
Vote. Okay. We'll have you guys come up and do your deal.
How are we? Where are we playing? Okay, yeah, go right.
This is the Fountain Central Choir, and this is the song we sang at WRC. When the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light we'll see. No, I won't be afraid. No, I won't be afraid. Just as long as you stand by.
So darling, darling, stand by me. Whoa, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Stand by me.
If the sky look upon,
we look upon, should tumble and fall, or the mountain should crumble to the sea. I won't cry,
I will cry,
I won't cry,
I will
no,
cry.
I won't shed a tear, just as long as you stand by me. So darling, darling, stand by me. Whoa, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Stand by me.
Whenever you're in trouble, won't you
Stand by me. Whoa, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Stand by me. Stand by me. Oh, stand by me.
Good job. That
Good job.
You know what? You just tell me that you're good.
Thank you. Nice job. Nice job. That was nice.
That was a great way to start.
I was gonna say how we follow that. We don't. Meeting adjourned.
We need to start every meeting like that.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here.
Thank
Have a
you.
good night.
Thank you.
Now the administrators have a song, right?
Yes. I'm under the weather, but I shade.
Statements, questions from the public?
Is there anyone?
Nothing. Administrative recommendations, claims. It is recommended that prepaid and September claims numbered 101891 through 102054 be approved as presented.
I want to say, before you approve them, there was a question from one of the board members, one of the claims in there. We're paying out a lot of money for some special needs students who are in special placements. Some of that will be reimbursed because we will get some back from the state. We had to reach a threshold of what we spent, and then we start getting reimbursements.
Motion.
Second.
Vote. Personnel, it is recommended that the resignation from Shelby Fischerow as a bus driver for Southeast Fountain School Corporation be approved as presented.
Motion.
Second.
Vote. Quotes, it is recommended that the invoice from MCOR Services in the amount of $14,000 be approved as presented.
This will come from our operations account for chiller fan motors that we had to have right away.
Motion.
Second.
Vote. It is recommended that the October draw from our GEO bond funding to Shambaugh and Sons MCOR Services in the amount of $750,000 be approved as presented.
And this is part of our natatorium project that you approved last year.
Motion.
Second.
Vote. Other business, it is recommended that the 2025 budget be approved as presented.
On September 4th, 2024, a notice to taxpayers was listed in Gateway. On September 16th, 2024, we held a public hearing for the budget, the capital projects fund, and the bus replacement plan. On October 10th, I'm asking you to adopt the budget and the others.
Motion.
Second.
Vote. It is recommended that the 2025 capital projects plan be approved as presented.
Motion.
Second.
Vote. It is recommended that the 2025 bus replacement plan be approved as presented.
Motion.
Second.
Vote. It is recommended that the additional appropriation request be approved as presented.
The additional appropriations, a notice to taxpayers for the additional appropriations was submitted on September 12th, 2024. And due to an unexpected increase in student enrollment, after we had made our 2024 budget, we have the funds there, but we need to get those appropriated so that we can continue to pay services that were used from that. Once you approve it, then it has to go to the Department of Local Government Finance. The DLGF will make a written determination as to the sufficiency of funds to support the appropriation made within 15 days of receipt of a certified copy of this action taken.
Motion.
Second.
Vote. It is recommended that the 2024-2025 collective bargaining agreement be approved as presented.
On September 16th, 2024, a public hearing was held prior to negotiations, and that was a hearing held between the teachers union and the administration. We then met together to bargain the contract, came to a tentative agreement that was ratified by the teachers on September 30th, 2024. Once the teachers ratified, I had to hold a second public hearing that was held on October 3rd, 2024. And there was a means on our website that public could comment electronically if they did not come to the hearing. We did not receive any comments, positive or negative. There were no comments at all received. So I'm asking that you approve the tentative agreement.
Motion.
Second.
Vote. It is recommended that the fundraiser request from the Fountain Central Junior Senior High School boys basketball team be approved as presented.
The boys basketball would like to do a donation drive for equipment, gear, uniforms, and meal. And I do not see on here, they did not put what their fundraising goal was, so I think that whatever they can get, they'll be happy with.
Motion.
Second.
Vote. It is recommended that the fundraiser request from the Fountain Central Junior Senior High School girls basketball team be approved as presented.
The girls would, their goal of $5,000, they would like to, so, I'm not sure. Well, they're gonna use the funds for team camps, new balls, new practice and equipment. They'll be selling coffee and other things at the basketball program.
Motion.
Second.
Vote. It is recommended that the second fundraiser request from the Fountain Central Junior Senior High School girls basketball team be approved as presented.
Again, their goal for this fundraiser is $500. They will be asking friends, family members, parent coworkers, et cetera, to place money on each sheet to do a free will donation. And then the girls will each shoot 100 free throws. They will collect the money based on how many of them they make.
Motion.
Second.
Vote. It is recommended that adult lunch prices at both Southeast Fountain Elementary and Fountain Central High School reflect a 15-cent increase for an updated cost to staff of $5.
The reason for this, because we have that grant that students eat all meals free regardless of income, the state monitors the costs and the cost reimbursement for that and the cost that we charge for those who are not on the program. And they've notified us that we need to make this increase.
Motion.
Second.
Vote. Transfer of funds ordinance. A motion was made that the intra-fund transfer of funds ordinance, October 2024 be approved as presented.
So that allows our treasurer to move money. For example, we may have in the education line more than we need in paying benefits, but less than we need in paying salary, and it allows us to do that. It will also allow her, if we need to make a transfer from education to operations, things like that.
Motion.
Second.
Vote. Now to the elementary report.
We mostly have recognition tonight. One, we want to thank all school staff, our office staff, bus drivers, and our students for another successful evacuation drill. And a big thank you to our evacuation site and its staff for hosting us. We know it's a big undertaking, but for our student safety, we appreciate everyone's cooperation. We want to thank Sterling Christian Church for their hospitality to our parent-teacher conferences this week. They hosted dinner for us last night for our in-person conferences, and we got to eat the leftovers for lunch today. So we thank them for doing that for us. It's a long evening for our staff, and so, you know, having that convenience there is very nice. We're still collecting numbers, but right now we're sitting at a 90 to 95% attendance rate by our families at conferences. So we think that says a lot for our community and for our staff to have that communication and in supporting our kids. We've had quite a lot of professional development going on. This week we had our first mentor seminar with our year 1 and year 2 staff. So just not only new educators, but their mentors as well. Spent a half day together in that professional development time. We want to thank Tiffany Hilge and Carrie Bowers. They're the first of 2 staff members that are presenting on the 7 Mighty Moves, which align with science of reading for reading instruction in our classrooms. We had 14 teachers participate this week and next week, and that is on their own free will after school. So again, I think that says a lot about them as professionals. Amber Carver, Michaela Hathaway, Abby Hoagland, and Brooke Gully are also attending a 6-part cohort for math with Ryan Flessner, and then they are also leading up our math leadership team throughout the school year. 2 weeks ago, we had the American Legion come in to do their annual flag education program, which at this point, all students 4th through 12th grade have participated in. They purchased the curriculum for that. They come back for taking of the tests and the essays, and then we will read the winning essays at Veterans Day. But it's just a really nice program for our students to all go through. And lastly, we're getting ready to end the first quarter. So as we return from fall break, we will have our first Student Appreciation Day, our NIMIC Awards, and of course, the annual costume parade on November 1st. So make sure you check all of those out so that we hope everybody has a great fall break.
Nice, thank you. High school report.
First, I'd like to echo Mrs. Morgan's sentiments regarding our evacuation drill. There's a lot of moving parts, a lot of people with all of our staff. We had, how many, 5 subs in the building today? We had, Jake running around trying to brief them on everything. Everybody pitched in and made it very successful. Mr. Wolf was the primary organizer for that drill in our building. He took the task very seriously. We were both super stressed out about it. We both like to dwell on things that, aren't totally in our control sometimes, but we're happy that it went off today. And it was very well organized and much improved. So big kudos to Mr. Wolf for that, because he was certainly behind that. Have some good news to share. Got this maybe within the last week. Fountain Central Senior High School has earned a place on the AP School Honor Roll for the 2023-24 school year. College Board determines who receives this honor by examining the percentage of students in the graduating class who took at least one AP class in their career, the percentage of students who earned college credit based on their performance on those exams, and the percentage of students who took 5 or more AP exams over the course of their career. So this is all reflective of last year's graduating class. We just received this. So I've been in administration for 4 years, was guidance before that. I have never heard of FC receiving this honor in the 7 years that I've been here. It's a testament to those teachers that taught in our AP program last year, Mr. Webb, Mrs. Baldwin, also Mrs. Sheets, who is departed. It's a testament to Mrs. Foxworthy, who pushes our students to challenge themselves. And it's a testament to that graduating class from last year. And I know they're gone, but I wanted to make sure we recognize that, because that achievement, we've worked hard for that through our partnership with Notre Dame and the AP Tip-In program. It was just great to get that validation. I really should have had him look at the breakdown, because I'm telling you what, the metrics and everything that they were using to determine that was maybe over a PE major's head, but the math guy could have figured that out. But we're just ecstatic for that achievement for our school and those teachers and everybody involved. I also want to take some time to recognize our fine arts department. Obviously, I knew that Mrs. Perkins' group was coming in here to be the spotlight tonight. On October 3rd, they did participate in that WRC Choral Festival at Seeger. I was here with the tennis section on that night, but Mr. Wolf traveled and had nothing but good things to say. Obviously, the performance that they gave us today speaks for itself. In less than 2 years, Mrs. Perkins has reinvigorated our program that now includes 37 members in grades 8 through 12. And we also have, grade 6 and grade 7 choir, but our advanced choir, we boasting 37 members. It's pretty outstanding. Our advanced concert band continues to grow as well. We have 58 members in our advanced concert band. Mrs. Brown continues to improve our program. It now includes 106 students in grades 6 through 12. That means 20% of our student body in the junior, senior high is enrolled in band class. And that's the full-on participation, performing, the full gamut of after school. Mrs. Baldwin's Drama Club will be performing Burning Down the House, November 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. We have more than 30 students making up the cast and crew for that comedy that is billed as a musical without songs. So I'm looking forward to that. I will not be there. Oh, I'll be there, but I won't be on stage.
No performance this year? No performance?
I'm a spring guy. Also want to talk about Miss Lewis's art program. It's blossoming as well. Our class offerings now include 2 advanced placement courses, AP Art History and AP Art Design. Ms. Lewis took those 2 and brought that to myself and Mrs. Foxworthy and Mr. Davenport. Talked about her desire to offer those classes, and instead of, dabbling a toe in the water, decided I'm going to take on 2 AP classes this year. We have 21 students participating in those classes. Ms. Lewis regularly hosts art club meetings after school for students in all grade levels in our building. Her high school club has 25 members. Her junior high club has 35 members. She provides so many unique opportunities for our students through this club. And I know I'm so stinking proud of this department right now. Not to mention everything that's going on, but their collaboration and working together, it's really at a level that I haven't seen in our building. They provide so many opportunities outside of the curriculum for their students. But what really matters is they form relationships with these kids. They get their hooks into them, and we just see those programs blossoming before our eyes, and it's just really outstanding. When we did our strategic planning, we talked about being a school that was inclusive and provided opportunities for kids to fit in. That fine arts program has surpassed all my expectations, and they're still climbing upward. So I'm very proud of that.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Student report. Let's go with Lydia Perkins, junior representative.
Last week was homecoming week at FCHS. Congratulations to our homecoming king and queen, Gabe McCollum and Madison Morgan. Homecoming activities throughout the week were tied to the 2nd annual Class Cup competition in the high school. Competitions during the week included daily dress-up themes, class t-shirt sales, and class versus class volleyball games during homeroom.
What was that?
The seniors won.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways, competition wound down on Friday with classes competing in boys and girls flag football and tug of war.
Which the seniors won flag football too.
And we won tug of war.
I was on the volleyball and flag football team. Just want to throw that out. Class Cup points were also tied for the homecoming float competition and the attendance at both the football game and the dance afterwards. And as of today, the Class Cup standings are as follows. The sophomores are in first place, seniors are in second place, the juniors are in third place, and the freshmen are in fourth place. The competition will be ongoing through the end of the year, and good luck to all the classes, but especially the seniors as they compete for a field trip at the end of the school year. And for our joke, I almost was unprepared, but I came through. What sound does James Bond's doorbell make? Dong. Ding dong.
Proud of you, buddy.
Yeah, you know what, you gotta do something, right?
Moving on. Spotlight. Oh, we already did that. Yep. We moved that to the front of the agenda. Moving on. Discussion items.
All right, the first thing, we have a building utilization form that's available on our website that people can request to use our facilities. We made a change to that last year, and one of the things we took off of there had to do with a kitchen fee and using the kitchen. After meeting with Aramark Food Services and others, we will be adding that back onto our building utilization. Therefore, if someone wants to use our kitchen, they will be required to have someone from Aramark on site, and the fee for that will be the fee that Aramark employees make for an hour per hour. So that will be added back onto our moving forward. Secondly, I just want to share with the community, the bond that was approved last month, closing on that bond was today. And because of changes in the market and interest rates and things, the $15,025,000 bond that you approved for us to sell, we were able to get a premium on that. So we got additional money above what we sold in bonds. And after the fees were paid, we ended up, our bond amount that we received today was $16,417,847.70. So that was a premium of a little over 1.4 million on top of the bonds that we sold, which will help us with the projects that we're doing, the HVAC in the buildings and some other site renovations throughout the district. This enables us to have a little bit of a cushion, so if there are any change orders, things like that, we've got that. And it might even enable us to do an extra project at the end if funds are available for that. So I'm happy that that process is there. The money is now in our account, and we're moving forward with some of the projects that we've started. The third thing that I want to share in discussion for our families and our community, Casey's gas station has something called Casey's Cash for Classrooms. And people who go to Casey's can get their Casey's reward points. But beginning on Monday, October 14th, they can sign up and check which school that they would like their points to go to, and the points get turned into cash. In May, those schools get it, and I would like to see many of our families donate their points to this. Hopefully we can get it out, because I would love to see any funds we come to go towards our annual class cup at Fountain Central, so that it can help to fund the field trip that the senior class may or may not win at the end of the year, because of course, there's a cost associated with this, and I think this is a great way for the community to help fund that without forking out more dollars through some fundraiser. So I'd like that. And I'll give you information about that high school, so you can send that home to your parents too, and urge that. Moving on.
Is that all discussion?
That's all for discussion.
Statements from the superintendent.
First of all, I have several thank yous that I want to share. First of all, I want to thank all those who contributed to the bond process. They say it takes a village to raise a child. Well, the lease bond closing was today, and trust me when I say this baby has been in the works for far more than 9 months, and definitely took a village to get to this point. I'd like to thank several people who contributed to the process. The school board members, you worked with me to determine the needs of the district and the priorities to be addressed with bond funds. You've also attended countless meetings related to this process. Many colleagues, Cindy Allward for all the work she's done regarding the funds and the procedure for securing and using the funds. Lindsay Good for staying on top of the hundreds of pages of documents which had to be on board agendas, recorded at the courthouse, and sent to our bond counsel. Brianna Alexander and Chelsea Campbell for notarizing multiple signed documents throughout this process. Tiffany Bowling for working with our liability insurance to make sure that we have the correct coverages for our projects. Josh Davenport for stepping into his new role as project director, meeting with vendors who will be doing the work, and helping to get documents overnighted to our bond counsel. Many community partners, including the Building Corp Committee, Archie Nine, Sunshine Williams, and Audrey Campbell,
who had to make multiple trips to the district to sign multiple documents. Stu Oliver, our district attorney, who met with the board and building corp committee multiple times throughout the process. Damian Magos, our Raymond James associate, who worked with us from the very beginning and who sold our bonds at a premium so that we received a greater sum than what we had anticipated. And Kristen McClellan, our bond counsel from Ice Miller, who has walked me through this process, always answers my calls and emails immediately, and has enabled me to make sure that we did everything correctly through this process. Next, we received an IHSAA exemplary behavior report I'd like to share. It came from Charles Lucas regarding our girls volleyball. Mr. Lucas said, during a break between matches at the Rossville Varsity Volleyball Invitational on September 14th, I was approached by Cassandra Wildman of Fountain Central. She was accompanied by a couple of teammates and was carrying what appeared to be a $100 bill. She had found it in a hallway outside the main gymnasium and wanted to return it to the correct individual. I happened to be nearby, so she asked me first what she should do. I thanked her for her honesty. But upon closer inspection, it was marked prop money that is typically used in filmmaking. Therefore, I returned it to her as a souvenir for her good deed. Nevertheless, it's admirable that a teenager would try to return $100 to the rightful owner rather than trying to take advantage of the situation. This is the same program that I reported last season for their generosity to the visiting seniors during senior night recognition. They really seem to be doing things the right way at Fountain Central High School. Have a colleague statement, and I'd like to share those with you. This came from Mr. Good, and he said, I already sent Jill Deal a note, but I want to let you know that she saved me from having to cancel an event at the last minute. At 5:05, my scheduled official called me to let me know he wasn't going to make it to the game. I immediately called Jill, who has volunteered to fill in, but only for 6th grade. She hesitated, but I was persistent, and in the end, she dropped everything and came to officiate the 7th and 8th grade volleyball, and we would have had to cancel without her. It was very helpful of her to officiate a level that she wasn't completely sure that she felt comfortable about, but she did a great job, and we're very appreciative. We had another Keys to Literacy completion by one of our elementary teachers. So I would like to thank Laura Spicer for being a key partner in our urgent work to ensure every student receives evidence-based literacy instruction rooted in the science of reading. Do you know how many that is from your building now?
Gosh, I think we gotta be close to 10.
Hey, that's great. Our staff are doing great things for kids. Next, I would like to congratulate and thank those who participated in our senior day at the landing on September 26th. Thank you to Mrs. Foxworthy, Mrs. Watson, Mrs. Yeager, Mrs. Blankenship, our guidance department and secretaries who worked to put all this together. Aramark, who prepared food for our students that day. And then all of the military colleges and businesses who participated enabled our students to consider options for their futures. It was a great day. I would like to thank the Fountain Central administration for a great homecoming week. The activities were a lot of fun, and the homecoming game and parade, just everything all week was very well organized, a lot of fun, and thank you for that. Next, I would like to thank our safety team, our administrators, our SROs, our bus drivers who came in before they have to be here normally, all so that we could have a very successful evacuation drill today. It went off very well, and I was very, very pleased. I would like to finally thank our collective bargaining committee for the administration. Joining me on that committee was board member Amy Musser, and then administrators Josh Davenport, Kelly Morgan, and Phil Shaby. We work together. We have a great relationship with our teachers, and I am happy to say that we were able to come to that tentative agreement, which you approved tonight, in one evening within 3 hours. And districts across the state are still in meeting after meeting after meeting, trying to come together for a collective bargaining. This speaks very highly, not only of those of you that served on the team, but our teachers as well that served on their committee, and our shared vision for this district. So thank you.
Appreciate it. Statements or concerns from the board?
I'll start off by saying, I've noticed myself, the choir and the bands have been growing and getting better and better. And man, that just kind of blew us away. Those kids are really good. And I know, the band played at the homecoming football game and it sounded awesome. It goes back to the whole school pride thing. You can tell these kids are buying in and really being prideful of what you guys do. And that goes back to those teachers, right? Those two ladies are working their butts off to make sure that those kids are getting what they need and having fun while they're doing it. And that's the most important thing. Nobody wants to do anything and it's fun. So it goes back to all of you too, right? You guys are all guiding these buildings and making us all proud. We're very glad to have you on. So thank you all for that. And thanks to Dr. Grimes and everybody else that, like you said, with the bond work. I know that's kind of all above and beyond what we normally do, but we really needed to do some stuff around here, right? To get this buildings safe, one thing for the students, but make it nice and be prideful of what we've got. I think we're working that way. So thank you guys all for that.
Anybody else?
I did want to say the career fair, senior day career fair, I had the opportunity to go to that and I thought that was very awesome. Being in high school, never had an opportunity like that, and I thought it was wonderful that we can show students everything that's out there for them, and it wasn't just colleges, it was workforce, it was the military, and I thought it was great. So thank you to everyone that had a hand in that.
I think there was 34 or 35 vendors, and I think everybody showed up, so it was full house. I was there early in the morning, and it was good. Yeah. All right. Document signing and adjournment.
Motion.
Second.
Vote.